GCES.
Hey, those GCES guys are standing right here. Sometimes we just get a blabbing here before we go on the air, and we forget that we actually have to go do the program. But Clinton Smith, Galen, Bargerstock with us this morning as we talk about GCES. And, there are plenty of people out there offering investment advice, good people all. But you fellas, you've worked very, very hard on your company. You've got a lot of people that are helping you out within your company, employees that I'm sure that you are very, very high on, and people notice. And the way we know that people notice is, as we say, 2 years in a row now, best of Indiana County. Yeah. So people know you, they trust you, and that kind of a reputation is hard earned.
Yeah. We originally, whenever we started our company, we never really thought about working with just the general public. We started in a niche market. Whenever we first started, the first thing we learned about was the ins and outs of federal employee retirement. We started working with a company that, within us being there for 5 months, ended up going bankrupt, kind of screwed us over. But when we did that, we made contacts and we were able to get contracts and still maintain us being independent. So we're not like tied to a company. Like if you walk into a big box store, we're not tied to a specific company like that. We're independent, but that's really where we got started. And we never, until we came into Indiana and started really realizing that it wasn't just, the federal employee that we were working with. It was the whole household whenever Galen sits down and talks to someone. So although we say that we specialize in federal employees and that's what we've done since the beginning, it's really that we've dealt with families because the way we think about it is that you really need to look at everyone in the household. And when Galen sits down with people, he makes sure that he looks at everything they have because you don't retire as a single person when you're married. You retire together and use both of each other's assets and benefits.
Galen, when you build up that trust from the people with whom you work, you probably have an opportunity every now and again. I know you're very, very busy, but you have an opportunity to go back and think about where it was that where you were when you started, and what your expectations were when you started for the company. Yeah. The expectations met, exceeded, different perhaps than what you had expected? What's it been like, this journey?
So it has been a lot of ups and downs and a lot of hard work. With being in a niche market, working with federal employees, I took myself not just here, but also the state of New York, Maine, New Hampshire. So it's been a lot of actual hard work, a lot of late nights driving to get to these places. Now that the internet has finally caught on, it's a lot nicer with Zoom and stuff like that. But I would say that at the end of the day, I am very happy with where I am at today versus the beginning of all of this. Yeah. Well,
you deal with uncertainty when you're starting out a new company.
In our office, Galen actually, although Galen and I own the company, Galen works harder than probably anyone that we have even working for us, myself included. He'll go to the office during the day. He has stuff that he has to do during the day whenever companies are open. But we meet with people at 5, 7 o'clock at night, and he will drive to Pittsburgh one day. The next day he'll be in Greensburg. He'll be on Zoom for a week, but he just got back. He was in Massachusetts and Connecticut last week. So, Galen himself handles 16 different states, and Levi, our other financial advisor, handles about 14 other states for federal employees. So right now we're in about 30 different states, and a lot of those we drive to. So we meet with people in those states as well. So we actually are kind of excited this year. We have crossed the Mississippi River and expanded our states, and we've moved to the other side of the Mississippi. Before that, we had everything on this side of the Mississippi. And we've decided to add all of the states going down the center of the country to the left of the Mississippi.
So it's like you're Lewis and Clark.
Yeah, I mean, we were there before, but we weren't as active as we want to try to be this year in those areas.
Yeah.
So
you establish the footprint, and then once you establish a footprint, you want to take another step. So that's what you're doing. I don't want to go much further without introducing folks to something that you brought with you today, Clint. You can hold it up to our Facebook viewers there.
So if you guys are on Facebook, you can see it's the story of Carl and Barb. This is a book that we wrote. We were really excited. It took us quite a while to write it. And then when it came out, so did COVID. Yeah. So that kind of ruined our whole entire book release party. And by the time COVID ended, we were over the book. And I sometimes forget we have it, but I thought I would bring it in, and we brought 7 copies in. So we're doing a book giveaway. If anyone is listening and you want a copy of our book, come into Renda and pick it up, or give them a call and make sure they're here and ask if there's still one left, because we only brought 7. If you run out, we'll bring more. But we wanted to do a book giveaway. The story of Carl and Barb is not your tip. It's not like, chapter 1, retirement, chapter 2, life insurance. So it's a story of 2 postal employees that met at the post office, and we go through the retirement process with it. And it kind of shows what it's like working for us. And there's some tidbits of information in there for federal employees as well that they might find helpful.
Yeah. So there you go. For folks who want to get an idea of how families go about setting up retirement plans and how GCES is a big part of making that happen for them. The story of Carl and Barb. We're going to have it here, and folks can just you can either come in and take a chance that we still have copies, or you can give me a call, and we'll make sure that we put aside a copy for you, and the guys will make sure you get one no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay, good plan. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
It's a pretty substantial book, too. That's a hardcover with, it goes about 150, 120, 130, 150 pages.
127 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of pure fun. It's actually a really good book. People have told me that I kind of made Barb into a closet alcoholic because she likes to drink wine in her bathroom to get away from the kids. But it's a fun read. It is not a boring book. It's more fun, I would think, than it is educational, actually. Yeah. You get to know a little bit about us and a little bit about what we do.
I think it's very educational as well.
Yeah. Well, and because it takes people back to the basics.
Yeah, but I mean, we also talk in there how we normalize the procrastination behind everything that people actually take about investments, and the attitude of, at what age range, because we take them through their whole span of their life. So we're dabbling in different age ranges of what to expect next.
Yeah. Well, that is a big part of what you do, because the people who you meet either by coming through your door or by calling to make an appointment, they might be somebody who is just starting out their work-life experience and saying, I want to get on top of this retirement thing right off the bat.
Yeah.
My company has a retirement plan, and I don't even know what it's about. So I'm very young, and might as well take advantage of it now and set it up. I know you'd love those folks. But then there are plenty of folks who have been, they might be at the midway point in their late 30s, early 40s, or even getting toward later retired. Retirement's just around the corner. They might come to you and say, I don't have anything set up. I need to get on this right away, and you're very happy to work with them too.
I am, yeah. I think the biggest thing that anybody that could do right now today to take the first step is to go to ssa.gov and create your Social Security profile. The Social Security is not mailing those statements that everybody used to get in the mail saying how much money they're going to get. And they want them to go online, and it's easier for you and me if we have that online portal set up already.
Yeah, that's a key part. Sometimes you get those things in the mail, and you say to yourself, "Oh, how about that? I didn't ask for this, but I had no idea that this is what how I've accrued what I have is set up for retirement through Social Security, which is a government run thing that I can now supplement with what I'm doing with that information, what I'm doing privately."
Yeah. In my head, I think I work with all federal employees because we all work for the government a little bit since we're working for ourselves with the Social Security aspect.
Sure.
So I didn't really veer too far off my path.
That's a good plan.
One of the people that we do see a lot that I do want to bring up that's kind of important is people that recently switched jobs. That's a good time to check in on stuff, because if you had a 401k at a previous employer, you're able to move it without penalty once you leave that employer. And if you're not putting into the 401k anymore, it would make sense that you take control of it and pull it over into an account that you can still feed money into, or that you can lock up however you want to do it. That's one of the other people that we see a lot. It's not just people starting out or people finishing. It's also sometimes people in between whenever they're moving jobs and stuff too.
Yeah. So it's really important that people get to thinking about this, and you use that word procrastinate, Galen. You mean people do that?
I do it myself.
Well, there are plenty of people out there right now that say to themselves, I have been procrastinating. And it's easy to procrastinate. I'm just going to keep putting it off, and I'll deal with it another day. But dealing with it now, it gets it taken care of.
Yeah. And, we've been telling people they can call into this show and ask us questions. And I'm sure there are people listening right now that have said, I should call in and do that whenever they hear our commercial about call in and ask us a question.
Yeah.
So, guys, call in. We have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
If you want to call 479-1160 or 349-WCCS. Now, if they are still thinking about it and they don't want to make that call right now and go on the air, they can still call you at the office and you'll answer anything that they want to ask.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't charge for a full financial analysis. Some financial advisors do. It is completely free for you to sit down and listen to us and go over everything that you have and at least get some information about it. And hopefully you decide that you want to work with us in the end.
Galen, do people really realize what they have?
No, they don't. And I think that people are usually happy when they leave my office because they didn't realize what they had was, substantial, how they wanted to draw the money out or anything related to it. So I think it's that misunderstanding, the fear that's in the back of your head that all you need to do is, step into it and find out what you have. And it's not usually as bad as what you think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there are probably forgotten accounts that people have.
Oh, yeah.
Probably plenty of those, and they have no idea even where they are or how it is that they find out if they do have things that they've forgotten.
Correct.
Maybe they don't get a piece of paper anymore.
Galen's met with people that literally have a shoebox of stuff where it looks like they bought a policy from any person that ever talked to him about one. Mm-hmm. The people that buy everything, and they don't know anything of what it is or how much they're paying, and half of them they probably don't need anyway. So just looking into it even earlier to try to save some money and make sure you're putting as much into your investments as you can is a really smart thing to do. You can really change the track of your retirement in a few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting hit a lot recently, unfortunately, with inherited IRAs, with, parents passing away and leaving money on to people. And what do you do with this amount of money that you didn't expect you were going to have into retirement, and how is it titled for taxes? So very unfortunate that I'm dealing with it a lot, but I have been getting a lot of appointments like that.
That's probably a really big question for folks, though. If they've planned their retirement, it's not like you plan to the last dollar. Once the last dollar's gone, then that's it.
Yeah.
Usually there's going to be money, and maybe a substantial amount of money, that is left after somebody passes away. And if it's in an IRA and your heirs now have access to that money, what are the tax ramifications for them? All of those different things.
Exactly. Yeah.
Questions, tons of questions that people have.
Yeah.
You guys can answer them.
Questions about even too, like how to maintain money, whenever family members have health issues, how to make sure that your whole house and everything that they've had doesn't end up going to pay for the nursing home. Those are things that you need to really think about and consider before you have a health issue.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, we're out of time this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
People want to get in touch with you and get some of these questions answered. What should they do?
Just give us a call, 724-915-0000. You can talk to Lorraine. She can set you up with an appointment. We can do Zoom. We can do it in our office. And Galen will even come out to your house if that's easier.
Best of Carl and Barb.
Yeah.
The story of Carl and Barb.
Get your
There
copy
you go.
today.
Get your copy by coming by here to the radio station. We'll fix you up. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
It's Indiana in the Morning. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com.
Don't miss the savings during Dowd's huge semi-annual floor sample furniture sale. We're cleaning out our warehouse and filling both stores with over $4 million of inventory. Save on sofas, recliners, sectionals, bedroom and